Hey, how goes it? Ken Bozak here to talk about Bitcoin and Bitcoin accessories. And today I'm hanging out with my bro actually. Brian, how goes it, man? Long time no see. I think I saw you in Canada for the what was the event? I've been to so many events.
Um, uh, what is the event? The magazine's right there, right behind you.
Yeah,
Crypto.
coin. Yeah, exactly. The crypto
That's
culture
why.
events.
That's why. But that's not the name of the event. What was the name of the event? No, it was it just was it crypto culture? I don't know. That's it's Jan who put it on.
Yeah, dude, that
Uh,
was an awesome time, man. It was good hanging
yeah, it
out
was
with
a
you and
good
getting to meet you,
conference.
dude. And by the way, this is Brian of Aircoins. It's available for Android and iOS. Brian, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself? Let everybody know a little bit about you, how you got into crypto, and maybe like the origin story of Aircoins.
Um, yeah, man, that's a loaded question. There's a lot of info to cover there. But essentially, yeah, my name is Brian Kitchen. I'm the chief marketing officer and one of the co-founders of Aircoins. Aircoins is an augmented reality app that allows users to earn free cryptocurrency. I don't like to say free. It's we call it proof of effort. So
Yeah.
we don't airdrop. We don't like being considered an airdrop platform. That's not what we are. We don't just drop coins for people freely. It requires effort. And you will get a few coins immediately around you, and we do drop some all like pretty well just within a 5 mile radius of you. But it's more like a proof of effort reward system. The more you walk, the more active you are, the further out you go, the more cryptocurrency. Yeah, exactly.
Let me
The
see if
more
I can
cryptocurrency.
show them one. There's definitely a coin floating around here somewhere.
I think your fingers in front of the lens though.
Let me see. Well, it's oh,
It'll
actually,
say
it's
it'll say
right
it'll
here.
say in the top right hand corner how far away does
There
it
we
say you
go. I
are.
got it right there.
Nice. An action coin, it looks like.
Let's see.
Nice.
And yeah, it looks like I got an actual air coin just chilling. I don't know if I can get it on camera. It's
Well, you
so
can take it. You
hard.
can take a photo on your phone in the bottom right hand corner of your screen. There's a little camera button
Oh,
there.
there we go.
There you go. So that'll
Let me
store
collect
right
that.
to, right to a folder on your phone in your gallery. You'll see a gallery now that's created called Aircoins. So any photo that you take in app, you'll be able to share those on social media or share them with friends. It's a cool way to learn about cryptocurrency. We have over 30 different partner coins on the app. We just signed another two that we're going to be announcing next week. So now we're going to have about 32 different cryptocurrency projects that are
Wow.
available in the app. So that's it's pretty exciting.
I'm trying to look for the folder it just created, but I have so many friggin' photo albums. There we go. There we go. There it is. It's like right under the tripod by my jacket.
Nice.
I got two air coins, AIRX. So,
Yeah, Eric's.
so this is pretty cool, man. I actually think it's a lot of people that have I seen, talk about it. They're pretty engaging. They're pretty active, and it's pretty much like a side app too. Like if you're out playing Pokemon Go, you're probably running this, and like there's other apps that when I jog, I use what is it? Charity Miles and Sweatcoin.
Yep,
It's like
Sweatcoin. I've tried Sweatcoin.
so yeah, when you're out and about, it's just apps that you run just because,
Yep.
and that's
Yep.
one of the things like Aircoins is. Whenever I'm at like a conference or whatever, I'm doing dumb shit on my phone. They're like, what are you doing? I'm like, what are you not doing? These are all mine now.
Yeah, you're missing out money everywhere if you're not playing Aircoins. But yeah, no, it's a cool concept, and we're just getting started. Really, I mean, we're an entirely self-funded company. We didn't have any type of ICO or public raise, so literally we're just a small privately held corporation that's trying to launch this kind of develop this larger than life vision of what we have in mind for Aircoins. So cryptocurrency is kind of just the start. That's kind of the crypto side of things. Then we're going to have a retail side of things. We're going to have a more kind of like gaming side of things as well. So it's a very ambitious project, and we're just getting started. But it's going really good so far. We haven't done any type of paid marketing or paid advertising. Everything has grown organically up until now. I don't know what we're at for downloads. I haven't checked in the last month, I don't think, but we've been climbing steadily. I know we're over 30,000
Damn.
like active users. Yeah, so I mean, that's all people that are playing regularly. We have a large demographic in Japan. Japan, I think, is our biggest. We're second biggest.
Is
Yeah,
that might be why some of the coins that I see I don't really recognize too much?
yeah, some of them. I mean, but that's more our user base that I'm talking about, not the actual coins that you're collecting, but like our actual like the amount of downloads that we have in Japan
Ah.
is astonishing.
I
So
wanted
like
to talk about some of the coins that you can actually
yeah,
collect because there's some that are really cool, and I'm just curious about like some of them, and when like things like Bitcoin or Litecoin, whatever, privacy coins. I don't know, whatever. Just curious.
like when we plan on bringing more coins on like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, that's the thing, right? I mean, we will be bringing on more coins, but at the same time, from an augmented reality perspective, we have to create 3D files for each partner coin that we bring on, right? So like right now, and essentially for us to bring those, nobody's going to like Satoshi Nakamoto, nobody knows who that is, right? So there's nobody that's going to give us free Bitcoin. Well, maybe, I mean, maybe we could get, maybe you would send us $5 worth and we could drop that in the app. But essentially, if we want a coin like Bitcoin, we have to pay for that out of our pocket, right? To be able to make that available for our users. So
Well, I
right now,
mean, what if I could create, like you said, with that $5? What if I could create my own? So if I'm a conference organizer, I could put like
oh,
$300 in Bitcoin in the air coins and just scatter it around my conference venue. So the people that show up, they can find
yeah,
Bitcoin because they may not want to go through for some of the coins they don't never heard of or don't
yeah,
know. But
absolutely.
if you had Bitcoin, people would download the Aircoins, augmented reality app to collect the Bitcoin at the conference, and they would probably want to
Yes.
go to the conference because they could probably win back their conference ticket money.
Yeah, yeah, no, absolutely. So I mean, that's all things that we plan on doing and things that are in our roadmap. But I mean, if someone wanted to approach us for specifically for an event and they wanted to say, hey, I want to drop $500 worth of Bitcoin here, then yeah, absolutely, we can do that for you, right?
Would they be
Um,
able to cash the Bitcoin out? Because I can't do, and one of the comments already touched on that, so let's get that out of the way real quick. Uh, when will we be able to withdraw these tokens or be able to do a peer-to-peer transaction outside a wallet?
so we're pretty well by the end of the month. I
Oh
mean,
snap!
that's what we're aiming for. That was on our roadmap. The thing is, we're not like most conventional cryptocurrency projects. We don't like to have a public roadmap because our vision for the company and our goals are always changing. But and we're mostly a software company, right? We do have our own cryptocurrency, but we're not primarily a cryptocurrency project. We're a
Right.
software development company. Our product is our app, which deals in cryptocurrency. So obviously, that's the question that we get the most is when we're going to be able to
Yeah, like
withdraw.
Aircoins is like a proof of work. There's a lot of foundational technology that's really the lead pony. The
That's
Aircoins is
that's
proof of concept of that foundation.
Exactly. So I mean, we're an augmented reality app, right? So the road that we're heading down is augmented reality, and it's incentivized base. So cryptocurrency isn't going to be the only incentive that's available on Aircoin. So we're going to be going after retail investors and just trying to get coupons, promos, deals.
Dude, I saw the collectibles thing, dude, and I'm
Yeah,
so stoked. And I just tweeted out Engine, and I saw you guys on Twitter already talking. And I have my own collectible on the blockchain. So I could, like, if I go to a conference, if I'm going to, like, the My Magical Crypto Friends conference instead of Consensus in New York, I could drop a couple of my own collectibles,
yeah.
on
So that's something
Aircoins.
else. That's something else that we've spoken on. But before we get into
Right,
collectibles,
right.
I'll wrap up the withdrawal answer. I kind of got a little bit off track there, but essentially by the end of the month is what we're hoping for. We're still working on exactly on developing what that's going to look like, and we have a key partnership that's also that's also playing a part in the method and how we're going to be enabling the withdrawal feature. So there's kind of a lot of moving parts around that,
I'm sure KYC is probably the biggest
well,
moving
yeah,
part.
yeah, KYC AML is another
Yeah.
big. So I mean, there's a lot of moving parts, and also it's because we have so many different partners, right? We have over 32, like we have 30, and we're announcing
Yeah,
another
I got a
this
bunch of coins up in here. I don't even know how
yeah.
many.
So I mean, when you're dealing with, when you're dealing with that many partners, and to be able to withdraw them all
Lot.
individually, you're dealing with different protocols and different wallets and different addresses. And again, we're not primarily a cryptocurrency company. A lot of our users, a lot of the people who play the game, they don't come from a crypto background, and we don't want to overcomplicate things, right? When you start looking into a lot of these wallet apps, even those are pretty complicated for someone who's just getting into cryptocurrency. When you're dealing with public keys and private keys, and Google 2FA and mnemonic phrases and recovery, it's a lot for the average person. So I mean, how we're going to be able to withdraw that is going to be probably fairly streamlined process for the end user. And
Can I throw out some unsolicited advice?
Yes, go for it.
How about what something like how Binance has done, where you would just convert all the other coins to air coins, like how you can convert all your altcoins to BNB for withdrawal. And if I wanted to do a withdrawal, I can only withdraw AirX, and that's it. And all the other coins go through like Shapeshift or Changely or some kind of swapping process.
I think you're onto something there, Ken.
I love my mentality on this crypto space, man, because like I don't know, that's why I feel like I can see the bigger picture. I can kind of zoom out, and I don't rush projects that I know when I'm looking back at that long-term picture they're painting, like what Aircoins is doing. I see so much potential, man, and these guys are killing it.
And I know you're going to like how it's going to move forward, and like I said, there's a third partner involved, and that's playing a part essentially on our time frame. What we told everybody was by end of March we'd have withdraw capabilities. We're still working towards it, and again, a lot of moving parts, like you said. But I really like your suggestion, and I can't confirm or deny that we will be doing something very similar, but not necessarily with AirX. So I did mention a third partner, and that's
interesting.
yeah.
Cool,
So
cool,
that's
cool.
kind of one route that we're kind of working towards right now, and there's still a lot of details that need to be worked out, but very shortly in the near future, you will be able to withdraw your coins from the app.
All right, so let's talk a little bit about the token AIRX. What blockchain does it run on? Is it its own blockchain? How many of them exist? What's the supply like? How's it used to make the experience better and things like that?
Yeah, just an overall recap, I guess, of just AirX as a whole. So AirX is our native token, and it's also readily available in the Aircoins app. So the utility behind it, there's a lot you can do with it. Essentially, AirX is going to be the driver for in-app purchases in the game. Already, currently, you can purchase some items. We have kind of like a little hunting store there, so you can purchase. We have different size cloud bursts. We have a boomerang. So essentially, the cloud burst, when you purchase that with AirX, it'll drop coins immediately around your vicinity. Yep, there you go. Zone is another one. Zone is a permanent purchase.
Yeah, so I can be lazy as hell and just collect some coins. That's what it really means for me.
Yeah, essentially, yeah. So it drops more of our partner coins immediately around you. So all of our partners that pay to be on the app and donate coins, it's exposure for them, right? And those are the coins that you're collecting. It's all of our partner coins. So essentially, when you purchase those with AirX, it'll drop more of our partner coins. So you're collecting more of our partner coins, but you're spending your Air coins for those purchase. So that's just an example. We just put those out there to kind of give AirX an immediate utility. So now we can say from a legal standpoint that, hey, people are purchasing tools with our token, so we kind of have our full blown ecosystem, right? So
Right.
we're not can't really be viewed as a security because there is a utility behind it. People can now purchase it online, and soon you'll be able to deposit it into the game, so that you could actually transact and buy more items in game with AirX. So
Would I be
you
able
know,
to do that $5 Bitcoin airdrop? Would that be something I'd have to use AirX to do the bounty on, or?
yeah, so that's more kind of like, I guess, like you're talking like if you wanted to drop Bitcoin yourself.
Right,
Um,
if I wanted to do my own token drop or something.
um, so yeah, there's different ways. Like we could do that right now. So from like a retail standpoint, if somebody retail or any type of conference, if you were having a Bitcoin event and you wanted to drop $500, well, you could do something that's more tailored. If you wanted to drop specifically Bitcoin, we could drop Bitcoin. But essentially, what we're doing with retailers is we're trying to drop our own native token. We're trying to drop AirX around those locations to draw foot traffic there. So essentially, if a business said, "Well, we want to spend $500 worth of advertising," they'd buy $500 worth of AirX, and then we could drop it on specific locations to help draw foot
Oh,
traffic.
interesting.
So that a business could essentially say, collect air coins here. So that's the kind of the beauty of the geolocation with the app, right? So you
You
can
can see
drop
where a
foot
lot of the
traffic.
hotspots are, so you could reach out to some of these places that have high foot traffic because you see a
Yep.
lot of AirX being accumulated, and you can be
Yep.
like, "Hey, look, you already have a lot of our users coming to your area anyway. We could kind of segue them towards you."
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. So that on a small scale, someone who wanted to spend $50, $500 or whatever, they could purchase AirX, and soon what we're working on is that users will be able to drop it themselves if they wanted to, right? If you wanted to drop a pile of AirX in a certain location, or so I mean, there's a lot that we're working on. Both on the blockchain side of things and also the augmented reality, and kind of gamification side of things as well. But yeah, essentially, that's all stuff that we're working towards. I see you see a funny comment.
Yeah, David said, all criticism aside, I have no life and I've been playing since the start. The anticipation of one day cashing out my $5. I love it, David. I love it. Yo, much love, bro. Keep playing, man, because that's the thing about utility tokens is if the user base increases, if more people start using the utility, then that $5 could get you more in the game, or you could trade for other tokens. You might be able to
Well,
get more radius
that's
or whatever, which is cool for
that's
less
exactly
RX.
it. That's the nice thing about cryptocurrency, and I think that's something that a lot of people saw in the last bull run, myself included. I only got, we got a lot of ground to cover here, but going back on the topic of kind of how I got started in cryptocurrency and my involvement. So I got involved in the space in September of 2017. That's when I first heard of Bitcoin. I had a guy at work. I used to own a construction company before I shut that down and went full time to blockchain,
Nice.
with Aircoins. But I had just a fellow tradesman at work told me about, have you heard about this Bitcoin thing? I went home, I started researching it, and immediately it pretty well changed my life. But that last bull run, and I was a part of it, you saw just how much money got injected into the market, right? And we all know that cryptocurrency it's not going anywhere. It's the way of the future. Not necessarily our app or this other project or the other 3,000 projects that are out there with 100 rushing to market every day now.
Well, there's a
But
big difference between you and those thousands. Is there was so much vaporware, and there's air. I could use air coins right now. It
yep,
exists, and those
yep.
are the things that I want people to realize and support. Are realize the vaporware and then acknowledge the things that exist. Use them, play with them. You don't have to invest all your Bitcoin and want to get rich, but let's hope that it exists and succeeds so we can play with it.
Exactly. So that's the thing. And that's the key to mass adoption, right? Essentially, that's what our app aims to do. But what the point I was kind of getting at is that this money right now could not be worth much. It could you could spend 20 hours or 500 hours and maybe only earn $5 in cryptocurrency or $10, or depending how much you play. And it might not be worth much now, but that's money that you didn't have to spend, or that you might not have had to be able to invest into crypto, or might not even have the knowledge to how do I sign up? Do I go to Bitcoin ATM? How much does it cost? How do I, a lot of people just don't have that knowledge about it. And again, if even signing up those ways that are easy, you only have access to maybe 4 or 5 of the top coins, kind of thing, right? If someone wants to say, hey, I want to buy air coins, well, that's not an easy process. You don't go to the grocery store or the closest ATM. The average person doesn't know how, right? And that's our goal, is mass adoption. So you get anybody. My parents play air coins, so I tried talking to my parents about cryptocurrency when I first discovered it, and they were like, nah, we don't care. They're like, yeah, you do your Bitcoin thing, and they pretty well just thought it was a scam, like as it was being portrayed on mainstream media.
Well, I'm sure their parents felt the same way about the Diner Club card. They're like,
yeah,
what's that plastic scam?
And they felt the same way about Visa cards, right? When they first,
right, exactly.
This is just the next payment evolution, right? So it's but my parents do play air coins, and they play it frequently. So now they are aware of cryptocurrency, and every coin that you pick up, when you click on your wallet and you see that list of coins, you can click on any one of those and it'll pull up information on that project with a link to their website. So if you wanted to learn more, if you wanted to invest in a particular project, well, you can follow through and you can learn more about it, right?
So it sounds like a Pokédex.
Yeah, essentially it's a Pokédex for all our partners. Yeah,
I fucking love it, man. It's awesome. It really gamifies the whole experience and takes away that that risk rush of I don't want to put my money in this, or you're staring at red and green candles. I hate when people really push for the whole trading thing or worrying about the value of something. And games like this, no one cares what the value is. They just want to play the game and have a fun experience.
Yeah. And again, like that whole thing about the last year's bull run, when that happened, it like especially low market cap coins, it's crazy the amount of money that people were able to make, myself included, on those low market cap coins, those coins that were like 1 or 2 sat, 3 sat, 4 sat. And I invested in a coin that and I don't want to name too many projects, but I invested in one coin. That was my best investment. I bought it for 1 sat and it went all the way up to 100. Now, did I sell at 100 sats? No, because I was an idiot. But I sold on the way down and did quite well on it. But those
I remember Doge at 1 sat.
Yeah. So that's a long time ago. But it's when that next bull run comes, and it may be a while. And I'm not saying that all of the projects that are out there right now are still going to be there when that happens. Like the crypto landscape, it changes quickly. It changes very quickly. So the next bull run, it might not be for another year. Myself personally, I don't think we're going to see one in 2019. Maybe towards the tail end of 2019, but I think that next bull run it's not. I don't think it's right around the corner. I think there's a lot of things that need to happen. I think the global economy is very unstable right now, and it's a scary time in the world in general, but it's a very exciting time for cryptocurrency. So it's just a matter of time before large institutional money starts getting injected into this market, right?
I think that's definitely what it's going to take to get the retail investors in, because that's what they look up to.
Exactly. So you look at the cryptocurrency global market cap right now, I think it's like 140 billion. That's nothing. 140 billion
not compared to what it was.
No, exactly. When you compare to JP Morgan alone, and they move $6 trillion a day, and they don't do it in cryptocurrency. I mean, I think now that they launched their own coin, I think that's obviously the way that they're heading. But you look at JP Morgan Chase, that they move $6 trillion a day. And our market cap, our global market cap, is only 140 billion. So this is like, no wonder we're seeing all these crazy ups and downs right now. This market, this cryptocurrency market, is just like water running through their hands for them. It's not a lot of money. It's no reason we see we're up 10% one day and we're down 10% the next. We're starting to see these pretty high highs and low lows, and it reminds me a lot of late 2017. Actually, that's when I first started getting into the market. We saw some pretty huge swings, right?
Yep.
And things have leveled out for a long time. Over the last couple of months, we've kind of bottomed out. And personally, I think we're pretty damn close to the bottom. I don't think it's going to last too much longer, but I don't think we're going to see a bull run, probably not towards the end of 2019. But when that happens, all these projects that are still around and that are actually focusing on what they should be, which is development, their utility, just like general advancement of blockchain. All these companies that are clamping down right now and developing, they're going to do well on the next bull run. There's a lot of companies right now that are showing their true colors, where the markets come crashing down, and okay, well, all of a sudden we're not multi-millionaires anymore, or billionaires for some of these people, and now it's like, now we actually have to get to work and try to put out a product that we promised.
Remotivate it. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, exactly. So there's a lot of advancement being made in the space right now, and nobody's really talking about it, which is kind of crazy. Or people are talking about it, but it's not getting that hype that it did back in the bull run, because it just seems like mainstream media is not really interested in cryptocurrency right now. And we all know who runs mainstream media.
Well, they're interested in mainstream cryptocurrency.
Yeah.
They can't shut up about JP Morgan coin and how it's killing Bitcoin. I'm like, how does it even compare? I can't use JP Morgan coin. It's not even in the same competition.
No,
but
exactly.
That's what they keep perpetuating it, though. It's insanity.
Yeah. Just because it's publicity, right? That's
Well, I wanted to talk a little bit about how, the traditional, even marketing industries are kind of evolving to where I think even Fortnite hosted the world's first, virtual concert with Marshmello. It was, everybody playing Fortnite could have went to this concert and just jammed out. It was a pretty cool.
I didn't hear about that. That's awesome.
So when I look at things like that, I'm thinking, when there's these conferences, and not even crypto ones, but like gamer conferences, things like that, or concerts or other events. And I saw that, I wanted to talk more about the collectibles, the collectibles that are in Aircoins, and, how incorporating other collectibles into that, augmented reality marketing aspect, really, how you think that could work. Because imagine being able to have 100, collectibles that are only available at this conference or available at this concert or whatever, this Twitch gamer expo or whatever, even Ninja could give away 100 things and there's only that. That's such a engaging, powerful marketing tool that I just see so much potential behind.
I wholeheartedly agree. Augmented reality as a whole is another very exciting industry, and that's also why we blended the two together, right? That's why we blended augmented reality into cryptocurrency and released Aircoins. And no, I agree. It's very exciting what's happening in that space, and being able to collect augmented reality avatars or gift, or gift it to somebody or trade it with somebody. All these limited edition collectibles, that's very much the path that we're heading down right now. But again, it comes down to resources, right? So like I said, we're an entirely self-funded startup company. We didn't have an ICO. We didn't have a public raise.
Well, that's where you fucked up. You should have did an ICO. Damn.
Had we been a little earlier in the market, had it been September of 2017, I'm sure we would have made a killing on an ICO. But then again, we'd be in the same boat as a lot of these other failed ICOs, and even very successful ones. You had some, these ICOs raised hundreds of millions of dollars.
Successful, because they raised money. That's the level of their success.
But now you're a year later, and especially when that's the tricky thing too. When you're raising money out of cryptocurrency, if you raised $100 million,
well, what if you raised $4 billion? EOS.
So if if you raised $4 billion and you didn't sell that, and even just like Ethereum, for example, they're just Ethereum based ICOs, so people are buying it in ETH. If you made a $40 million ICO, you had $40 million of Ethereum, and you didn't sell it at the top, you still just held it, or you just cashed out what you needed to cover operations, you're down like 85% on your investment right now. So as a lot of these companies were cryptocurrency companies, and a lot of them didn't have the proper legal representation, or just didn't have a clue what they were doing, right? Not these, all these companies, it's new space. These aren't experienced startups. A lot of these people are just rush to market, maybe not the ones that raised huge money, but my point was, it's just, if you didn't sell that at the top and you held on to it hoping it would be worth more, then you are down considerable amount. A lot of these companies right now are having a hard time covering their costs because they grew so quick. So now all of a sudden you have 40 developers and graphics guys and all these different people, all these people that are working for you.
Well, we've seen the layoffs from almost 5 different main blockchains that are out there that have raised significant capital.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, those, and it's unfortunate. I mean, obviously it has to happen, and I think the market crash was bound to happen because it just grew so quick, so fast, so quick, right? I mean, you have guys like Eric Voorhees from Shapeshift, and I think he just recently had to do a bunch of layoffs as well, right? And Steam it as well, and they had to cut back a huge percentage of their
and
staff.
that's just what we've known about or heard about. A lot of people probably signed NDAs to get some kind of payment because they're getting laid off or fired, and they're not going to be able to talk about it.
Exactly. These are mainstream companies, right? The only reason we know about this is because they published it. Steam it said, hey, we have to lay off, a huge percentage of our staff. And same with Eric Voorhees. I respect Eric. I think he's an awesome entrepreneur, and I like where his head's at.
He's a forefather.
Yeah, exactly. And he drafted a big article, but guys like Eric will succeed because he's persistent. He's so involved in the space that he's just a all around well respected guy.
And Shapeshift keeps evolving. It's not stale. It didn't stay stagnant, and I think that's a lot to go to say towards what you said with keeping your roadmap a little close to chest, because in this industry right now, you have to stay nimble and flexible to your own. Even if you have a daydream, you should be able to throw that into your roadmap and not have to worry about the eyes of everybody scrutinizing your projection of what your project should look like, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
And if you didn't do an ICO or any means like that, you don't really have the you're not responsible to. You should be able to play it close to chest, and that's what I like about projects sort of like this, where like you can't really withdraw the coins, you can't really screw up right now, like you can't screw yourself. Well, that's what I would look as a closed beta. It's sort of a closed beta. When it opens, it goes open, and people can start doing that. They're more educated now. They've been reading the info about these coins. They've probably been inspired to get a little due diligence into, how, and now they're wondering why they can't. And that's why, so it's pretty cool. Like, this is all happening in a timeline that it should. So if this was around, earlier, people would have probably have lost a lot because they were FOMOing and moving funds around, and it's just a lot more educated space right now. It really is.
Yeah, it really is. And it goes back to like what we were talking about earlier. It evolves so quick, right? Because like you were saying, everyone has to kind of like, especially with roadmaps, keep close to the chest, because everything, you have to stay flexible, because if you don't do it, somebody else will, right? There's so many people that are rushing to market right now and that are getting interested in blockchain and cryptocurrency. So it's good to see. But yeah, no, you do have to remain very, very flexible, right? But yeah, no, I mean, the whole cryptocurrency side of things, just being able to withdraw and like I said, just the collecting crypto is one part of the app. Now we're going to be starting to approach retail investors. We're also, starting to work on more gamified features. So it's kind of going to be like an all-in-one super app, right? Obviously, we want to have a little bit of a social network as well, where people can connect together. You, Ken Bozak, can connect with whoever. a friend around the world, or possibly, start a little hunting clan where you guys can try to collect X amount of coins by a certain date.
Ooh, we
Have
could have a guild. I love
yeah,
it.
a guild there, Aircoins Guild.
I'm down because, like, we would collect them and then we'd split them up amongst each other and stuff. I mean, that's what guilds do, man. They're team working, and that's actually a really cool way of gamifying that. I actually didn't think of that. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So I mean, we have a whole Trello board of ideas, and and a lot of these are just suggestions from the community as well, right? A lot of people we have a very active Telegram community. A lot of people share photos and tips and tricks on how to collect more coins, and they chime in a lot. And
it'd be cool if I could live stream right from the app. If there was a way to hit live stream and I could just start casting to Facebook or YouTube while playing the game or something, that'd be pretty neat.
Collecting coins, yeah, no, exactly. So even something else I want to have kind of on that same similar note is I want to be able to see augmented reality with the front-facing camera, so I can get a photo of like myself with a coin behind me, right? So right now it's almost impossible to try to flip your phone and take a picture. So if you had a front-facing camera, that's something else that I want that I'm.
Well, that would be hella cool with the collectibles thing, right? Like if I got a couple of the collectibles already in my wallet, and to be able to take a selfie with one of your collectibles, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, exactly. Something else that we're working towards right now as well is avatars, and those will be available for purchase for AirX. So it would be a 3D customizable avatar that you'd be able to view in augmented reality. So we're working on another partner for that right now as well. So essentially, I think it takes 4 seconds. So you could either upload a photo or you could take a picture of yourself, and within 4 seconds you'll have a 3D customizable avatar that looks like an accurate representation of yourself.
Will other people see it, or will I see it?
So yeah, so that's kind of for the time being. It'll most likely it's going to depend on development and how many resources we got. So again, everything comes down to resources, right? So as we're developing this stuff, it's going to evolve over time. So when we first release it, it might only be that you're able to see it, but we're going to be working towards being able to share it with friends. And we have another concept of kind of like a collectibles room where you would also be able to display your avatar. So it's all stuff that's currently in development, and we were starting. So the first step is obviously just having the software to create augmented reality avatars that can be viewed in AR. And especially that are lifelike, right? We don't want these kind of cartoony jackass avatars.
Right. Well, maybe. I mean, some people, I kind of like my cartoony ass avatars.
Yeah, that's true. But like I said, well, it's going to be interesting. It's going to be kind of more similar to like a PUBG or Fortnite style, where you can customize your avatar and swap out your clothes and sunglasses and apparel. So that's kind of.
I could see that being tokenized, so I could have like that as a collectible in itself, like Crypto Kitties and how they have the ERC. What is it, the 721s or something? 722.
Yeah, I think something like that.
It's one of those. There's so many, but there's like a way for your Crypto Kitty to have its own hat, and the hat is its own token. It's pretty damn cool. But I want to see what your vision is for like a mainstream use case of this. Like, for example, maybe McDonald's or a conference like Consensus or something, and the whole coupon perspective that you have for like this thing, marketing aspect. One bottle.
HelloFresh. Are you familiar with HelloFresh?
No.
No, it's a food delivery service, like a meal prep service.
Ooh, I like the idea of somebody cooking for me.
No, you still have to cook it.
Oh shit! Well, you said meal prep.
You know what? I'll show you what it looks like. Hold on.
Okay. Because like when I hear meal prep, I'm thinking something that's already set up in 5 different containers, that's all ready to go for the week or something. I'm not a good cook. I don't want to eat my own cooking 5 meals in a row.
You'll have to cook your own food, unfortunately. But that's just because you're extremely lazy. I'm lazy too. That's why I use HelloFresh.
Oh, there's levels to lazy. I know, man. I'm winning this shit.
So you still have to cook your own food. It's, you can't have a robot make it for you. But essentially, you don't have to go to the groceries. You don't have to look for recipes. You don't even really have to know how to cook. So you get a box with meals that are already like good to go, ready for you. So, and inside is all your ingredients, your meat, your cheese, whatever you need, even all your spices, your vinegars, your mayo, whatever you need for cooking is all in there, and everything's portioned already to size. And you get instructions that shows you your meal. On the back is step by step how you cook it. So you just
that picture would break my fucking heart when I'm done cooking that shit and I look at what I got on my plate and what looks like in that picture. I'm telling you, I will weep. I'm just saying.
It's actually, you know what? Like I do take pictures because I'm not a cook, but when I eat this stuff, I'm like, oh my God, I am amazing. So I do take pictures, and
I'm gonna have to try it, man. It's like challenge accepted.
I'll give you a promo code, so you'll get a free box of food, like legit, completely free. You'll get 8 different meals. So you'll get 4 meals for 2 people. So
stay tuned for Ken's live stream cooking show coming up.
But essentially, to answer your question, how we see this getting big, it'll just be working with a lot of partners, right? A lot of cryptocurrency-based incentives, a lot of retail-based incentives, and HelloFresh is a company that I'm coming after. So that's why I brought it up tonight, because these guys have a very aggressive referral program. So myself, I've been a HelloFresh member for about 3 months now. So I haven't had to do groceries in 3 months. Literally a box shows up at my house, an insulated box with ice packs in the bottom for your meat, your cheese, whatever, needs to be frozen. And then you have individual bags with all your ingredients for your meal already ratioed perfectly, and you have cooking ingredients. So it's like cooking for dummies.
Really popular in like states that cannabis is legalized.
It's already popular. Like they have, I think, over 100 million downloads or something. Like it's a very popular service. But their marketing, their referral program is really aggressive. So I've been a member with these guys for 3 months, and I have had like countless referral coupons that are just like, here, give your friends a free box of food. Their first box entirely free on HelloFresh.
So how do you gamify that?
Well, we could turn these into an augmented reality item. So we could create a little HelloFresh lemon in augmented reality. So when people are out and about collecting coins, they can collect a free box of food, and it'll get shipped right to their door. So essentially, we're just taking their referral program of these like shitty business cards, and we're going to put it in, well, we're not going to, but that's what I would like to do. And
save the trees for sure.
Yeah. So, I mean, HelloFresh, I'm coming for you guys. We're going to take these, we're going to drop them in augmented reality, and we're going to target your audience. Because this way, because if they're a food delivery service, who do they want to target? Well, they want to target people who are still doing groceries.
Right, so you drop those at the grocery store. That's genius.
Exactly. So, or just people who are lazy. So,
no, I can see a whole different argument about like digital property and like digital loitering. Could you imagine the grocery store saying you're trespassing by having this token in their digital space? Like, it's not a thing yet, but I can totally see this being a thing.
That's true.
Because I mean, I could use this for like a flash mob. I could drop some Bitcoin at a Ripple conference and just have a shit ton of Bitcoiners, flash mob a Ripple conference.
I don't know, man. That XRP army is pretty scary. I'd stay the hell away from there.
Yeah, they remind me of like Fight Club, except they talk a lot about fucking Fight Club.
But yeah, that's one example, right? So I mean, we could target grocery stores to try to for their audience. I mean, anyone who doesn't want to do groceries or who doesn't have time, you could target colleges and universities. Students who don't have time to go do groceries or might not even know how to cook, right? So I mean, these you could essentially we could take these, we could drop them in AR, and people can earn free food.
Well, how difficult would the process be for something like that to take place? Because, like HelloFresh is listening and they're like, well, this sounds like a fucking Bitcoin scam. What the fuck? I I don't know anything about this. Like, what's the process like? How would, how do you make sense to it to the average people that don't care about the blockchain aspect or crypto or tokenized aspect?
So this would be very easy to do. Like if HelloFresh called us tomorrow and they were like, "Hey, I like where your head's at. I like what you're thinking," I'd be like, "Good, let's launch this next week. We'll be up and running." Because this has nothing to do with the blockchain or cryptocurrency. There's no real development. Essentially, each of these little coupons has, a promo code on the back of it that they can redeem in the app. So, I mean, all we would have to do is have some sort of promo code generator linked to HelloFresh. And every time somebody collects an augmented reality item, well, you've earned yourself a promo code. Now you can get a free box of food, right? So it would be as simple as that. It would just be dropping a digital asset. It's not worth anything. It's literally just a promo code. But yeah, if you're out and about looking for coins, you could come across a HelloFresh code, and or it would just look like a HelloFresh logo or whatever. You'd click it, and then within your wallet you'd be able to redeem a promo code on the back and earn yourself a free box of food, right?
I guess if I already had earned my free one, I could use it to send my friend the promo code or something.
Yeah,
just, buy the in-game stuff.
Exactly. But even so, or you could, or maybe even after you have maybe after you use your first one, you can just have your own promo code, like a referral link. Because if you had your own, you could save your friend 40% on their first order. So if you didn't have a free box of food to give to somebody, you could still give them your referral code, and they would save 40%, and you would save $25 off your next meal.
Oh, interesting.
So these guys, very aggressive marketing and referral campaign. So I really want to try to go after them. So to answer your question, in my opinion, there's no way we're not going to reach mass adoption, just because we're going to have so many different areas that we could work in, like retail, for example, like gyms. If gyms wanted to offer a 15% off a gym membership, well, we could drop tokens around all of your gyms internationally.
Drop them off at the buffet. That's where you drop those ones off. Airdrop all the gym tokens around the China buffet. That's where I'd be. That's exactly where I'd be finding to find one of those tokens.
So you just want to create havoc, right? We're gonna drop Bitcoin at XRP. We're gonna drop.
Dude, for sure, man. This is the best guerrilla marketing tool I've ever had the pleasure of playing with in my imagination. It's really cool.
You should come work for us. You should come work for us. We'll do great together.
Dude, I could advise the hell out of this project, man, because I want to do so much with it. I see so much potential, and I don't know, man. Like the whole idea of to think of like a conference. Imagine if a conference could drop a coupon code for 50% off their own conference at another conference. That conference over there is bumping. Drop some of our coupon codes in that augmented reality game.
That's a double-edged sword, though, because now you could be drawing foot traffic to that location just to try to pull them away, right? So you don't want to draw foot traffic to someone that you're trying to steal business from. So you got to be careful, right?
Oh, maybe you're not trying to steal business, right? Just trying to what's the word? Synergy, right?
yeah, that's right. That's true. Yeah. Trying to promote yourself. Yeah, exactly. I mean, there's all kinds of different ways that we can utilize the app. Again, it just comes down to resources, right? So
I think this is going to be really powerful for sports and stuff. Like, you ever see the MLB crypto things? They're like the bobbleheads.
Yeah.
You could do this. It's kind of what they've tried to do, but they have such a good idea, and then they give you this physical fucking ticket you got to scan. And I'm just sitting here like, why did you do that when it's a VR 360 augmented bobblehead and you gave them a physical coupon to scan? You had so much potential, but they could have used what you have built to just airdrop it so everybody could collect one and then redeem it for the bobblehead.
Yeah, exactly.
And Stephen Curry, he has his own crypto kitty. This could be used for him to drop them at games that he's playing when he's, out and about. To bring people in for the home team, you know what I mean? To fill the stands.
So there's a lot of potential. Like I said, again, it all comes down to resources, right? So, I mean, we are dealing with private investors right now, so hopefully that'll be behind us pretty soon, and we'll be able to scale much quicker. But, virtually everything that we've spoken about tonight is that's kind of our roadmap, right? Like I said, we don't really have a public roadmap. We kind of keep it close to the chest. But essentially, yeah, there's nothing I disagree with you on this call, right? Everything that we've talked about, it's all areas that we're working towards. But again, it comes down to resources. So
Well, I think it just comes down to the different niches of the industries knowing you exist and understanding how
yep,
to utilize it, right? And
yeah,
they're still trying to market on fucking Facebook and Google where they don't want their money. Straight up, Google will say no, you're not welcome here. Same thing happens on Instagram and Google Ads. You can't really advertise as your project. But they don't really see Steam it, or things like
yeah.
Aircoins as ways that they could invest back in the ecosystem of crypto.
No, they're
And
just learning about Instagram now, so that's where they're
fuck,
throwing all
dude,
their
it's
money,
so
right?
bad.
So
It's
I
so
mean,
bad. They are though. It's so bad.
yeah.
But that's like
So
the era of the influencer, right? Like
yeah.
everybody was like, pay me $2,000 to come on my podcast and shit. Like,
No, I used to be one of them. That's what I did. That's what my construction company before. We were drywall influencers, but it's it's crazy. Companies throw themselves at these social
wait,
media
you said
influencers.
drywall influence. You can't just brush past that shit. What the fuck does a drywall influencer do?
That's a good question. And
Like I'm just picturing it now. Like wet the sponge a little bit more, wring it out,
no,
smear it.
I'm not even joking. Hold on here. So like in 2017, we were on the cover of like 5 different drywall or construction related magazines.
Dude, that's fucking awesome in its own weird way.
Just, and you know why? Purely because of Instagram. Purely
Oh
because of
shit.
Instagram. Yeah, yeah. So we had at the time when I left, my old business partner is still running the company and running the page and all our social media. But at the time I left, I think we had 160,000 followers, and
For
I think
drywall,
yeah, straight drywall. That's it. So
Bitcoin needs better marketing. That's a fact.
So and now he's I think he's going to break 200,000 probably tonight, 200,000 followers. So I mean, and companies, retail companies just throw themselves at you. I mean, I'm not going to name any specific brand. Well, actually, pretty well all of them. All of them would send us free tools, and some of them you wouldn't even have to ask. They just they'd come out with a new
Sounds
drill.
kind of familiar.
Yeah, exactly,
I
right?
don't even ask
So,
for this shit. My address is out there somewhere.
yeah, pretty much, right? So I mean, that's the power of social media, but that's why they're only catching up to this now, right? When companies are just throwing themselves at influencers, and and that's only going to last for so long before I think the cryptocurrency side, before we start getting social media platforms that are, cryptocurrency blockchain based. And we're starting to see some now. I know several projects that are all trying to do that, right? So you're going to start seeing more, advertising, marketing in augmented reality. I think more in cryptocurrency, and the current kind of, I guess, what would be considered now mainstream, that's going to start phasing out over the next couple of years, right? As blockchain becomes more prominent, as cryptocurrency becomes more prominent, or those companies are going to step up. Companies like Facebook and Twitter. Jack Dorsey just recently endorsed Bitcoin on Joe
Yeah,
Rogan's podcast.
he's got his Lightning channel hooked up with his Casa node.
Yeah,
Like that's pretty cool, man.
yeah.
And I
So I
think
mean,
Facebook just said, or somebody's saying that Facebook's creating their own cryptocurrency.
so these guys, and you know what, they have to. They have to if they want to stay relevant, right? If
Yep.
they want to stay relevant, as like we
I'm
were just
sure
talking about
that
crypto.
blockchain was not in Facebook's roadmap. Just saying.
No, exactly. So I mean, all these guys, it's going to be an interesting couple of years as far as just blockchain, cryptocurrency in general. So the social media aspect of things, because that's the way the world's going. Just the world has never been so connected in its history ever. And that's also why there's so much division, right? The world has never been so connected. Like you and I, if it wasn't for the internet and and cryptocurrency, we would have never met. We would have never spoken. But now everyone's connected. Any field. It doesn't matter what you do. You'll find people online with similar interests or similar professions or whatever. So it's and cryptocurrency is just the next evolution. I shouldn't say cryptocurrency, blockchain. Sorry, is the next evolution of everything. Everything that we currently do now is pretty well slowly moving to blockchain, right? And it's still being developed. So you think not just 5-10 years from now, but 20 years from now, how much blockchain is going to have a drastic impact on the world. Right, it's technology that's never existed, and it's at the edge, it's at the cusp of this kind of next technological advancement. So it's going to be really crazy to see what happens in the next couple of years.
We got to look at the people that are kind of leading the way in it now, and even if they're doing it, I think Fortnite is falling into success without any fucking clue what they're doing. They had no clue how big they were gonna be, and they didn't plan for that shit. It just they kept seeing it, and they kept getting more incentive to keep making it better, which brought more success. And then they did this thing with that virtual concert with Marshmello, and now I see everybody looking at that event and saying, how do we do that too? And that's what happens. The trendsetters, it's not planned. It just, thanks so much for the subscription, Mike. Appreciate it. It just popped up. It's all cool and animated. But that's what you're going to see is, companies, probably like yours, or even I think Steam will get a lot more appreciation when they realize they could go and get more out of it with putting less into it, and also keeping it in the economy. You never saw Netflix fucking have ads in Blockbuster. They just didn't want to throw money into their competition, even to promote themselves.
Exactly.
And that's sort of what you were talking about with me dropping the tickets at the conference earlier. But it's going to be an interesting battle of the attention. Where is people's attention at now? And it's not on daytime TV between episode clips. It's really not.
I agree.
It's on social media. Nobody watches daytime TV. And I mean, I don't know how many times I'm gonna have to keep upgrading my Hulu account not to watch ads. I pay for YouTube Red, so I don't see any ads on YouTube. I opt out of being subjected to advertisements. So the only way to engage with them is to see them in the social media realm, not, sponsored this, sponsored that. It's not going to work in the future. It's not working now.
No, I agree. Before I forget, I want to show you something. That when we took that photo, that's when me and Ken were hanging out at the conference in Calgary, and we just finished having supper, and we came down from the casino, and when we walked into the underground parking, I was like, "Hey, Ken, it'd be great to take a picture of you, bro." And I was like, "Just lean up on the post right there." And he didn't know that there was a big giant.
Show them again. Show them. They may not have seen it. Look at this.
Big dick.
This is the respect I get. Hold on. Yeah, see that? You see it with the pencil mark right there? Yeah, this. I didn't know it was on the wall. I just wanted to take a suave picture. I wanted to look fucking lit, I was in my,
You do. You look good. You didn't know that you were leaning into a dick.
I should have got tested after that. You're a drywall expert. Did it look clean?
Oh man.
So I guess to kind of wrap things up here, man, what can people expect out of to wrap things up, I guess, out of Aircoins? I know we covered, within the next coming months, withdrawal will be an option. You're working with third parties, but elevator pitch recap, just let people know a little bit again what Aircoins is and where you're going this year.
So Aircoins is an augmented reality app that allows users to earn cryptocurrency. We're also working towards other retail incentives, being able to collect coupons, promos, things like that. We're also looking into adding gamified features, avatars, for example. We spoke about having lifelike avatars that you can view in augmented reality, collectibles as well. Just huge roadmap. We're also, like Ken said, going to be able to withdraw in the very near future. Also looking to list on exchanges very soon as well. So, lots on the go, very big roadmap and lots of development happening, and it's underway right now.
All right,
But yeah,
man.
download Aircoins. It's available on Android and iOS. Start earning cryptocurrency right now.
It's aircoins.io or co. Which one?
.co.
Co. That's what I thought. I
Yeah.
don't know
Well, you
why.
could just type it in the App
I was
Store,
like, as soon
right?
as you said you didn't do an ICO, I was like, well, then it's not a .io.
Yeah, if you want to check out the website, it's aircoins.co. We're actually revamping the website right now, but instead of typing in our website, just type in Aircoins into the App Store. Just download it. Just start playing.
Yeah,
You'll be
guys, check it
set
out.
up. Yeah, you'll be
And
set up.
I talked to Engine, so maybe potentially, fingers crossed, there might be a me collectible on Aircoins out there in augmented reality. So just keep an eye out on that, guys. There's only like 420 of those collectibles on the blockchain. So
Oh, really?
and they more than doubled in value in the past couple of weeks. So that was freaking cool. So
Wow, which one? That's yours?
yeah, my own little Engine collectible, man. They tokenized me, and I've been giving them away. But as I give them away, they just keep increasing in value. So that's kind of like my point when I talk about Bitcoin. Like, if you have 2 Bitcoin, put one away, take one, give it away in such a way that it increases your 1 Bitcoin
Yeah.
exponentially more than your 2
Yeah.
Bitcoin would ever have been worth. And that's
Yeah,
kind
well,
of proving, with my collectible to kind of be what happens. The more I give away, the more value it increases. The more the ones I have on reserve are worth more, but I have more incentive to keep giving them away rather than hold them. Even if I only had 1 left, if I gave them all away, it would be worth more than having 300 of them to myself.
Interesting. Maybe we should give one away in the app.
Yes, let's do this, Engine. I'm talking to you guys. All right, man. I appreciate it. Brian, guys, check out the links in the description box, or just check out your app store, go in Aircoins, and start collecting, start playing, and get ready to start trading. All right. And if you enjoyed this podcast, please don't forget to pound that thumbs up button, click subscribe, flick the alert bell, and have a day.